Are you a first responder, a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, or a Let's Go Blues radio listener? Of course you are. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call real estate superstar Mike Burgoyne today at 314-753-4060 or email him at mike@strikewithmike.com to earn special rates today.
All right, let's get out of here. And find something good.
Does the moon actually possess such strange powers? Or is it all just lunacy?
Nah.
I'm sorry I went to Mars for a second, but I'm back now and I got t-shirts for everybody.
Good, but no.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2
Nope.
and 3 and...
Get ready to hear some noise tonight.
Absolutely not.
Too late.
Oh, yeah.
Eat this.
Let's do this. From St. Louis, I am Jeff Ponder, and I'm joined by the beautiful and sultry voices of Curt Price and Bill Day. We're bringing you the often imitated, never duplicated, you'll have to speak up, I'm wearing a towel. The original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. This is the 41st episode of season 14 and the 502nd. I can't say that word. 522nd episode of all time. We are off to a rolling start here.
500 in consecutive seconds.
Curt and I gave you that extra like 15 minutes to prep.
Yes.
And you squandered it.
I didn't practice. I'm an improv guy. I got to go off the cuff.
You had 15 weeks to work on it, 15 minutes to work on it, and did nothing.
It's Wednesday, August 13th, and we're coming to you live via stream. Make sure to follow us on socials at LGB Radio and follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and yes, even Twitch. Tonight, we'll bring you some news regarding the show, and we'll have our first ever AMA, Ask Me Anything, but it's actually Ask Us Anything, where you can ask us literally anything. I was going to do that, but I'm like, I tried looking that up, and it's not, I mean, it's kind of a thing, but everyone knows what AMA is.
AUA.
So I just
AMA.
stuck with it.
Whatever.
Yep. All that and more on this likely to be canceled episode of Let's Go Blues Radio. Gentlemen, we have had a couple pre-recorded shows recently, so we have not gotten together live, and it's been about a month. Curt, we haven't seen you in a while.
You have.
You were gone the week of 4th of July because you go down to Lake of the Ozarks.
Yep.
And so Bill and I did a show, and we had Mike Meyer on, who did a great job, but he's no Curt Price, who apparently is a center, by the way.
He's what?
You're a center, apparently.
Well, there's a new feature. When you log in, you can put a title. So I don't know what to put, so I panicked. I was trying to get on the show in a hurry. I'm like, oh God, center.
You could have been like Bill and I and just not put anything.
Or you could have put defenseman and Bill could have put goalie. I mean, come on.
We could, but I was more worried about rallying the troops to get their asses here on time, which did not happen. Bill,
this is part of the course.
It's summer. We're in summer mode.
That's right.
We are. We're very relaxed.
You're lucky I am here at all.
And then we've got, let's go ahead and get some comments here. We've got, for every minute the podcast is late, an angel gets their wings. Well, there you go, guys. We gave 16 angels wings tonight, I think.
Yes.
Bill, what's up with you, man? I'm loving the hat. You're already embracing the new Blues logo, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Secondary.
The alternate secondary stuff. Absolutely loved it. We talked about that in one of the last time all three of us were here. I went and dropped several $100 down at Blue Note Authentic, just because I have nothing better to do in the summer. And love it. Can't wait to see it on the ice. And man, this off season feels like it's taken longer than most.
Yeah, I think it's because we actually had an exciting season last year. We haven't had one of those in a little bit.
Exciting finish, a little bit of playoff. Even with the first round of the playoffs, though, it does seem like it's been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And with everything that's developed since then, right? We're just like, come on, let's get here. Who cares about the Cardinals?
Yeah.
I mean, the Cardinals made it exciting there for a few days when they won 4 out of 5, and now they lost 2 out of 3 of the worst team in baseball. One of the worst.
Today was very hard to watch.
I didn't watch it. I saw the score. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Blew it in the 9th inning. JoJo. Ugh. Not good.
Did they have the lead?
Yeah, they had a lead in the 9th inning. And he gave up a home run.
I just cut the score.
Yep. Yeah, he gave up a 2-run homer and lead reversed, and they couldn't do anything in the bottom of the 9th. So, what is it? A 31-win Rockies team, and they lost the series. How does that even happen?
I think this is the series that they're officially done.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they made it a lot further than I thought they would.
They're much better than people expected. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. Let's get to the off season for the Cardinals and see what they can do next year, because they've got some young talent that's looking good. But yeah, right now it's like, let's just get to hockey season. Oh, Bill. Yeah. So first of all, Bill,
yes,
had a new over your, let's see, that would be your right shoulder. The poster hanging up in the middle of the couch. Is that new?
No,
that's that minimalistic, right?
Yeah, it was bought it at All-Star Weekend when All-Star Weekend was here.
I saw there's like a half dozen of those, right? Different kinds, different styles, different design.
I've got a couple of them. Still trying to figure out what exactly we're gonna do with where I'm gonna hang stuff. If it's gonna be here, or if it's gonna be in a different room for maybe a new studio, because I get tired of sitting at this desk all day when I work from home. So a change of pace is, I think, in order. But it was one of my favorite things because it's the Stanley Cup is the middle valve on the trumpet. So,
I see it. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. And Bill, I'll echo that. So this is my office. I'm here 9-10 hours a day typically, and obviously longer when we do the show. But I also have in our guest room, I've got a little tiny desk set up to where I can bring up my laptop and work there. So it is kind of nice getting a little bit of a change of scenery every now and then. It's nice because staring at the same picture of a signed Mario Lemieux is it gets a little tiring after a while. That's what I see. Nobody knows what's over here. I've got like a whole circus of shit.
Yeah, I've got TV and my Letterkenny, what do you call them? Pop Funko Pops, and that's about it.
Nice.
I have moved
Curt,
out.
You've got new digs.
My studio, yeah. My daughter has taken over my studio because my studio was technically in the basement, in a bedroom in the basement, which was a nice big room. But things are changing here, so she's moving downstairs, and I moved out, and I'm like down the hall, and we'll get this bluesed up a little bit down here. But what I had to package up and box up out of that I had bins and bins and bins full of blues memorabilia, posters, banners, figures, all kinds of crap, just tons of stuff. It's just still some stuff in there.
Yeah. But now you're in the Hall of Movie Posters.
Yeah.
You have an incredible collection, having been a former movie theater manager.
Yep. I got the Matrix is right here, and then right behind me is the Alien, and then Batman Returns.
You worked at the Nickel Theater. The Nickel Theater, right? Where gentlemen would come in, drop in a nickel, and
the women are behind the glass. The door comes up.
Yeah. That's where you worked, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You say this like you don't know. I mean, you had a repeat eater card to go there.
That's where we met. So I was like, who's that guy changing the posters over there? He's kind of cute. I want to introduce myself.
You were a freaking flyer.
I was. Well, speaking of things we don't speak about, let's talk about our beers of the episode. This is episode number 522, right? Is that what I said? Sure, that's what I said. You can follow each of us on the Untapped app. I am at jponder94, Curt's at cprice12, Bill is at billyBluno33. Curt, you've not been able to announce a beer in the last month and a half, so let's hear from you first. What beer are you
I will
drinking?
not be announcing a beer today either. I just got back from a few hours of pickleball, so I am just dying of thirst, and I have Mio tinted water here. So berry Mio tinted water, and I got a Gatorade on the floor too that I'm gonna break into. So yeah.
Is that your fridge behind you, or is that still in the other room?
No, that's behind me. What is that? That's my poker chip case. Fridge is still over there in the other room.
When was the last
The
time
Stanley
that-
Cup is right there.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time those poker chips saw the light of day?
Man, I don't know. Every time I see him, I'm like, man, we should play poker again sometime. That was so much fun.
Yes, it was. We I got to play over at our friend Jeff Foster's house earlier this year, and we had a blast. Even though there was just 4 of us, I took their money, and I love those days. So sometime soon.
Bill was the kind of poker player that would we kept standings and had points in first, second, and third, and Bill just wanted to finish in the money for points, right? And to get you finish third, you typically got your money back. So Bill's just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
The strategy was stay alive, just let the other people fight it out, and he just hopes to finish in the top 3 out of 8. So
I'm not a poker player.
So
I'm not a poker player. I'm a blackjack player. That's my game. So, but I'd love to get into poker because all my friends that play it love it, and including you two. So
we did exclusively Hold'em, which
yeah.
So not proficient in a lot of the other games, but Hold'em poker that was fun.
Yeah. Now my card playing is limited to Monday nights at my mom's nursing home with her and her friends. No, not even. Like it's like Kings in the Corner.
Oh wow, Kings in the Corner.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing stripper Kings in the Corner, right?
Well,
that's Queens in the Corner.
Yeah. No, this one is not. This particular place is not in Sojay, so no, we are not.
Oh, okay. Bill, see you taking a sip of something that looks pretty tasty. What do you got there?
Ooh, the dark stuff. So I am moving up in my cleaning out the vintage beers, and I am in 2022, which is perfect. 3 years of barrel aging. And so this one is the Boulevard cherry dipped chocolate or chocolate
dipped cherry.
That sounds delicious.
It is. It's quite sweet, but not overly boozy for having sat there for 3 years. Very, very smooth, and the cherry is just enough not to be annoying.
Matt Harris in the chat says, I just love the visual of Bill swindling these old folks in the home, just absolutely running them ragged. Yeah, I hope you're taking them for all they're worth, taking all their knickknacks and their precious moments.
Yeah. I'm getting to the point that I'm putting them to work like Ben Stiller and Happy Gilmore.
Do you get to hang around for lunch where they're each one gets like a half sandwich and a cup of soup?
Yeah, hot dog. Yeah,
some chicken salad.
Yeah, I typically am there after meal hours. So, but yeah, it's
that's when things get crazy.
Yes, people go to bed at 7 o'clock. It is nuts.
They're sharing some STDs and everything.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They say that that's a problem.
It's a hot spot
in some of the nursing homes. It's
I don't think this particular one fits that bill.
That's what you know.
Yeah,
that's what you think.
It's what I know. I do have to wear blinders from time to time.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Well, I am drinking out of my Duff glass. By the way, the opening was a Simpsons reference, one of my favorites. You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel. This is summer lager from our friends at Schlafly Brewing. Typically, summer, if you're ever like, Jeff, what are you drinking right now? The answer is typically Schlafly Summer Lager or Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. So those are my go-tos for summer, but pumpkin beer has started hitting the shelves. I think I saw an Oktoberfest earlier today. Too early. I love fall beer. Don't get me wrong. And I hate that I'm basically missing out on the short window that it's out. But it's just like
Stock
I'm
up
not
now.
going to drink it right now.
Just
Yeah,
stock
I
up.
could
Save
just-
it. Stock up.
I
Save it.
could, but it's
Yeah.
just it's still going to be there in a month when I'm ready for it.
You say that, and then you say we always run out in St. Louis of pumpkin
Right
beer.
after Thanksgiving, pumpkin
Yeah.
beer Oktoberfest is gone. Right
So
after
the
Thanksgiving.
pumpkin beer was it wasn't just Oktoberfest, but the pumpkin beer was on the shelf in Schnucks last weekend or the weekend
Yeah.
before last. But this year they actually were outpaced by the home decor stores with the Halloween and fall stuff being put
Oh,
out.
I saw Halloween stuff on. I think it was 4th of July weekend. It was the 3rd,
Yeah.
and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like,
Just
good lord.
nuts.
You know,
Yeah.
for some reason I don't mind when it's a little shocking, but I don't mind Halloween stuff. I love Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it is early. July is stupid early, but Halloween stuff's fun. I like Halloween stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me. It's just like, wow, like really, who's buying Halloween stuff right now?
Like I don't get angry with, like, people get angry with Christmas stuff like coming
Yeah, I
out
don't
in
either.
like September or whatever. I'm like, I don't get angry. I just I like Christmas, whatever.
Yeah, I used to, but that was, I was still getting over having worked retail for way too long in college. So,
Yep.
now I'm better.
Well, guys, our first segment here is going to be full of some very exciting news for us. Maybe it's just exciting for the three of us. I don't know. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it here, but if you follow us on social media, as you can tell, if you follow us, things are starting to change very slowly. We are getting a new logo, new color scheme. All of this that I'm about to speak about, designed by our very own Curt Price, who's done a tremendous job with it. But
we already
it's not,
have. Not just getting, we already have.
Oh, I know, but this is the official announcement.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. We've kind of done a soft launch to a certain
Right.
extent.
Like, yeah.
So you can see now over my left shoulder, your right of me, we've got a new logo there, which is beautiful. Yep, Kurt's pointing at it right there. Those of you on the podcast, go out to letsgoblues.com, which Curt, you wanna drive us through, because I know that's kind of that's your thing. So anything you want to show on the site, I figure you're best to probably do it. So Kurt's going to pull up the screen share, and he's going to show off. We've got a brand new website as well. It's not just a different logos and different colors. It's an actual new website, very modern, looks beautiful. Again, Curt, I'll let you take it away here, but very, very nice looking. I'm going to take off the ads here too.
Yeah.
So we can
Just
see
for a
it
second.
better. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, where is it?
So,
There
yeah,
you
no, take the overlay off.
There it goes.
There we go. Yeah. So, brand new site, way different look. We got our podcast front and center here. Got the unstoppable St. Louis Blues hockey podcast. Home about. We got a little write up here about LGB Radio, about how the show started, more or less. A little blurb about us, some stories that we brought over from the old site, along with some notable shows that we've done. We'll add to this as we go.
Yep.
At the bottom, and we got a link to Jeff's LGB Minute podcast up at the top.
I will add that will be eventually, that'll be a page on the site as well. I have not built that yet.
Okay. So I've got a gallery with a bunch of photos that we'll add to that too. Photos of the show, of us, or blues stuff, whatever. And we got advertising link for folks who may want to contact us for some ad space. And there's a fan zone, which got our Discord and got our shop. So, and I guess one of the big things is that letsgoblues.com has always had a forum, discussion forum since 2000 and was it 2001. And so that has gone away. 25 years that's done. We've moved over to Discord. So there's a link on the site to go to the Discord. And if you're not a Discord member, you can sign up and join the chat. We're going to be using that more this season. Hopefully a lot of the folks that were on the forums before move over on Discord and continue their conversations there. So
yeah, because that was what letsgoblues.com was built on, right? It was the most vibrant and sane blues chat space on the internet.
Originally it was stlouisbluesnews.com. Actually, originally it was est1967.com. And then that was hacked and taken down. And then I decided to build stlouisbluesnews.com. And then it was just a forum. And then we built a site around it. And then it was St. Louis Blues News for a few years. And then or a couple of years maybe. And then when letsgoblues.com became available, I bought that and migrated that stuff over to letsgoblues.com. And it's been that since 2000 or 2001.
I think 2001 sounds right. And Curt, I'll add too that, I joked earlier that we met at the theater, but that is actually how this show started, was because I was literally thinking like, man, I want to start a podcast. And then I don't know if it was you, Curt.
Yeah.
Or...
Well, I was testing out, I was looking into starting a podcast through the site, and I was just playing around with a button, add a button to the site. And I guess I put it up temporarily for a few minutes, and you saw it. You saw the podcast option on the site, and you contacted me, and you were like, "Hey,
yeah,
I saw the podcast option on the site."
I'm not kidding. Like, so it was like 3 or 4 days before that, I was sitting there talking to some friends, and they're like, "Dude, you should just do a blues podcast. There isn't any right now." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, good idea. I need to find somebody that'll do it with me." And literally, I saw that. I'm like, "Oh my God, serendipity!" Like and Curt and I had never. I mean, we talked a ton on the forum, but we had never talked face to face. And again, I know I've said this before. First time we ever did a show was the first time Curt and I ever actually met
in person. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. And just happy accident, right? I was just dicking around with podcast features on the site, and you saw it. It couldn't have been up for more than like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's because I lived on that site, Curt. That's all I did.
It was so busy. That was before social media. That was before Facebook and before all that stuff. So discussion forums were it online where people gathered and discussed things. So it was really busy. And then, social media took off, and that kind of fragmented things pretty severely. And there were some things that happened on the site that, and it's kind of people just fizzled away. So there's a small group that still posts. But hopefully we'll build that back up on Discord. We can get some more conversations going in there. We can do shows from there. We've done live chats before in there after games and things. So I'd like to do some more of that this year if we have the time to do that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, so. if you're a forum user, or even if you're not, if you've never been to the letsgoblues.com forums, I know Discord is daunting for people my age and older, because it's like, oh, all the kids are using it. But trust me, it is very, very easy and simple. All you got to do is you log in. If you choose to use the desktop app, which I do, it functions just like an old forum does. So let's get in there. We've already got some awesome. I know Glenn A. Richter is a guy that's been around, I think, literally since day one. Like I saw he posted in there the other day. And we've got a couple of other people still already in there. There you go. Kurt's pulling it up. You can see there's conversations going on. So if you're looking for a cool place to talk to blues fans, just make sure you join us on Discord.
Yeah. Glenn A. Richter, huh?
Yeah.
From Long Island? That guy?
Yep.
Holy shit.
It's pretty simple. I mean, it's not visually, it's not a lot like your typical discussion. It's like you got your left-hand column here where there's categories, and there's channels in the categories, and you click on a channel like this general chat, and you see this, and you can just talk. And then I've got the Let's Go Blues forum category, which is set up kind of more like a forum atmosphere. So you can click on the different topics, and they're threaded conversations. So that's kind of it's kind of more forum like for those who enjoyed the forums. This is what you're gonna get. Yeah. So and there's a place where you can do shows and stuff, live chat, video, and stuff like that too. So it'll be fun.
We need to get a forum topic in there. Things more intimidating than Eric Brewer. Still by far my favorite thread we've ever had on Let's Go Blues.com.
That was hilarious. That was like 150 pages long too.
I mean, that was I think the longest thread we ever had.
It was big. That and the Anna Kournikova thread. Remember that?
Oh God.
People would it was in the off topic, and it was just people posting pictures of attractive women like Anna Kournikova.
Yep.
So
the days
immature,
of forums.
So immature and very just ridiculous.
Good stuff. We're very excited about this. And again, for the URL, nothing has changed. You can still go to letsgoblues.com/radio, which is what we've always advertised. But actually, you can just go to letsgoblues.com, and that pulls up all the podcast stuff. So, but yeah, all links still work. So nothing's changed for you. Just a different look, a different feel. And again, have to say, Curt, I think you absolutely killed it. The new logo is beautiful. I love it. It matches the kind of idea that the Blues gave out earlier this year for us, because it's like kind of, it's the old school microphone. It's a really cool and kind of simple logo. And then again, the new site is just, I mean, I love it. I think it functions way better, and I think people are going to really take to it. Yeah.
And the logo, it's got the new colors. The values match the team's new colors. Kind of simplified version of our other logo. So yeah, a little cleaner. I like it.
Yeah. Ken Morris says, I visit some 3D modeling rooms on Discord. I must check out the Let's Go Blues radio room. Yeah, Ken, you are a Blues fan alone in the wilderness, right? Like plenty of Blues fans to talk to over on the Let's Go Blues.com forum.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love this new logo. In fact, this weekend I was at a memorial service for an uncle that passed several years ago, and it was the first time we had the opportunity. And the service involved people coming up and talking about him, and reliving great memories. And incredible man he was, but they had a mic that was exactly this mic. And
nice.
You like the entire time I'm thinking, how could I get out of here with this thing? Yeah. So I didn't. It was in a church. Even though I'm not into that kind of thing, I still didn't.
Hey, I'm not a churchgoer, but I would never steal from a church. I don't want to find out what happens to people that do.
If anyone's going to get smited.
Yeah, right.
You'd be right for smiting.
Matt Harris. Actually, I think this would be a fun idea. He says, okay, but can we actually brand an episode sometime this year as the LGBT radio and do a Pride Night? We could try to coincide that with the Blues Pride Night too.
Yeah, we could pride up the overlay and the theme and the show. Yeah,
be fun. We could all wear rainbow colors. That'd be fun.
I
tell you what, guys, if we do that, I will color my hair pink for that episode.
I was going to say, I was going to make a comment earlier that with the rebrand, you contractually had to change your hair back to black. But for this Pride Night, you could go pink or rainbow.
There you go. Or rainbow. Ooh, rainbow would be fun. So anyway, very exciting stuff for us. Again, I know a lot of people are probably just like, I listen, I don't look at anything with the show. That's totally fine. But I do recommend you check it out. Let's go blues.com. We're the merch. I'm sure we'll have some new merch up soon. I don't want to put any words because Curt is also our designer for that stuff. So
yes, I do have a new shirt. The friend of the show shirt has the new logo on it.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So we'll slowly transition some new shirts in there too.
Yep. So very cool. Very excited. And again, love this stuff. And again, check us out on Discord. If you want to know how to get there, probably the best way, Curt, is just go to letsgoblues.com and click the Discord up in the top navigation, right?
Top right. Yeah, that'll take you there. Also in the fan zone drop down, there's a Discord forums that explains Discord. If you're not familiar with it, it kind of gives you a once over and what it's about and how to use it. And it's, it's not, it might look like, oh, what is that? I don't understand what it looks like. But that's how it works. Okay. That's pretty easy.
Now that we got an official new logo, I think we need to make a third jersey with that logo as well. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, let's wait until Curt, do you have yours yet? Because I don't have mine yet.
Yeah, well, get your ass over to Missouri, Bill.
Yeah, I got mine.
All right.
Curt was the first one to get his.
Well, maybe Friday I will be somewhere near South County. I'll let you know.
I need to get you guys new. So that's something else. If you see us in person, folks, we also, not that it's that big of a deal, but we also have new business cards. It's not one to focus properly. There it goes. Yep. So, so I got to get those out to you guys too. So,
those are tell you what, business cards. Those are fun.
They are fun. I wonder who designed those.
Somebody rich and talented. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. All right, guys. Well, enough talk of this. We've got AMA coming up. Very, very exciting. So if you want to ask us anything about the new website or the new rebrand, that's cool too. We've got a couple questions lined up already from good friends of the show who have contributed to us on social media, but we are looking for live questions. So ask us literally anything personal, related to the Blues, related to the podcast. Bill's shoe size, by the way, it's a 4. We'll answer all those questions. So
in women's, a 4 in women's.
It's 4 in women's. Yes, he falls over a lot. Surprising, he's a goalie. He stuffs his skates. All right. Well, let's take a quick break, guys. And when we come back, we will be talking. Actually, we got a little bit of Blues news, and then we'll do the AMA. But we will be back in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
As a hockey player, Mike Burgoyne knows a thing or two about making the perfect play. And when it comes to real estate, he's always ready to score the winning goal for his clients. If you're a first responder, a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, or a Let's Go Blues radio listener looking to score the home of your dreams, you'll receive special rates with Mike. Go ahead, shoot some questions his way, and he'll have the answer quicker than Curtis Joseph on a breakaway.
Curtis Joseph got the paddle down!
Any barriers? Mike will mow them down like Chris Pronger in front of the net. He'll score you your dream home or sell your existing home faster than a Brett Hall one-timer.
Put past the Hall. He shoots. He scores!
See Burgoyne's real estate prowess in action today by emailing him at mike@strikewithmike.com or by calling 314-753-4060. That email again is mike@strikewithmike.com, and that phone number is 314-753-4060. Getting Mike Burgoyne on your team will be the boost your power play needs.
Attention pickleball players. 6-0 Pickleball is an industry leader in high-end pickleball paddles. From the Paddle of the Year Double Black Diamond to the Kevlar-faced Ruby paddles, 6-0 has the perfect paddle to take your game to the next level. And while I have your attention, consider upgrading your pickleball bag to the highly touted Pro Tour bag or the Performance Backpack in some fantastic colors. 6-0 is also your place to stock up on paddle grips and edge guards. 6-0 has everything you need to elevate your game. And as long as you're playing well, you might as well look good too with 6-0's performance shirts, hats, and arm sleeves. Use discount code CPRICE10 for 10% off your entire purchase at 60pickleball.com. That's CPRICE10. Don't you dare get stuck on the court with inferior equipment. Go next level with 6-0.
We already know that you love hockey, and you obviously already love the Let's Go Blues radio podcast, but what about filling the gap between weekly Let's Go Blues radio episodes? That's where the LGB Minute comes in. Hosted by Jeff Ponder, the LGB Minute is an entertaining, down and dirty 5-minute St. Louis Blues podcast released multiple times a week to keep you informed of all things St. Louis Blues. So make sure to subscribe to the LGB Minute anywhere you listen to podcasts. Like right now. Do it now. Just click subscribe. It's easy. For the love of God, please.
And now, back to Let's Go Blues Radio, the longest running St. Louis Blues podcast with Price, Ponder, and Day.
All right. Well, Blues have released their 2025-26 regular season schedule. It was almost a month ago, but I mentioned it in passing in one of the pre-recorded shows, but wanted to have some time here in case we wanted to discuss it at all. There's plenty of things we could talk about with it, but big thing I want to mention is opening night, October 9th versus Minnesota. The season finale will be April 16th at Utah. So we're looking at October 9th to April 16th. Again, anything here with the schedule you fellas would like to discuss?
Do you know what I don't like about the Blues website and the schedule? It doesn't differentiate preseason from regular season.
I know. I did that last year too.
It's like I was looking at them like, okay, which one is? I know Minnesota, but doesn't like this. The preseason games aren't marked as preseason, and the season opener isn't marked as a season opener. It's like, what? Come on.
It's ridiculous. It's the easiest remedial shit that they miss.
It's the easiest way to get people to buy tickets. Oh, hockey. Oh,
Yeah.
it's preseason. That's
Wait,
really what
why
it
is this Blackhawks game? I can get tickets for $10?
Sold.
Sold.
Hey, how about this though? We do play the Blackhawks early in the season this time. What last year wasn't it like January or something stupid before we played the Blackhawks? Something like that.
It was December because it was right before the Winter Classic.
It was
They
like
played it for the first time.
Yeah, and they were irrelevant at that point, so it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitching and playing. We play them 4 times, whatever. And it's like should be at least 6. Pisses me off.
Yep. That's true. At least we do get the Winter Olympic break, February 5th to the 25th. The camps have come out. Robert Thomas was at least invited to the Team Canada camp. I do think Binnington is already slated as your starter. Colton Parayko was also at that camp. Surprising to not see Jordan Kyrou at least get an invite to the camp, but he was not.
Yeah, that's the break ends. The Olympic break ends on my birthday. My 50th birthday.
Oh,
I'm gonna be almost as old as Curt next year. But I will never catch up to him.
You'll catch me one of these days. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Kurt's just gonna stop aging somehow.
I get my aging slows down as I get older, so people just catch me and pass me.
We never did anything for Kurt's 50th. We never did anything for my 40th. We should all do something for Bill's 50th. All celebrate, all 3 of us.
Yeah. Do something. Yeah. Just something show wise. I know we're, my family tends to do things for big, milestone birthdays, trip somewhere. I know I'm doing a trip in October, November, over Halloween, actually, to Palm Springs for one of my uncle's 70th. But next year, try to figure something out to do somewhere in some mountains for mine. But show-wise, we should totally do something.
I'm in.
Well, guys, I think it's time for us to do the AMA.
Incognito.
You like that?
that's your show incognito mode.
Oh, the fun things I can do. In fact, I could even do this.
Are you calling for a roast beef down? What was that? I didn't hear that.
Trying to get my roast beef down.
We are talking pre-show ever again.
We have got. Oh, that was on the show, Bill.
There are plenty of shows where I was enjoying some Lion's Choice at the beginning of the show.
This is
Bill. Bill, I got one for you too.
Oh, can't wait.
That was a nipple. I swear to God.
We were talking about scramble porn.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Yep.
Yes.
Well, if I'd known you were doing that, I would have pulled up a couple of clips from you, Jeff, too.
Oh, well,
I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff.
Okay, well, let's get into the AMA, guys. Here we go.
I'll find
First of all, there's a couple live ones. I do want to answer those first, but we do have some other ones. There's one that I want to get to absolute off the start. I think it's the best question we got, at least before the show started, from our friend, Brandy Capone. She says, if you could only drink one beer for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Does anybody have an answer off the bat, or should I go?
I totally do.
I think I do.
Founders breakfast.
I would have guessed that for you. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I see. I'm thinking. So if it's only one beer, that's it. I'm gonna go. You know what? There's just something about the Leinenkugel, the summer shandy on draft.
Yeah, it's going.
I like that way better than the bottles. And every time a place has it, I get it, and it's delicious. And I could do that beer every time, for the rest of my life.
Big Beaver jumps in and says he would do Pabst. I do like me some PBR, I do, but if I'm gonna pick one beer, I'm not picking bottom of the barrel shit. No offense, Big Beaver. I'm gonna go. I think just an old favorite for me is. Oh man, I just had another one pop in my head. I was gonna say Schlafly Pale Ale, just because that's just always been a favorite of mine, but might need to go with Citywide. That's an excellent one. So yeah. All right. Let's look into the chat here. And again, we're taking questions on anything. So let's see. Do y'all have that OnlyFans link from the Baked Beaver? We're not on there yet. That's next. Just wait on that. Let's see. Divide by 0. So, guys, my question, looking at the cap for next year, we need to re-sign Holloway, Broberg, Mayu, and Fowler. Is there enough cap space to re-sign all of them long-term? Who wants to take this one?
I was doing something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say too early to tell because the cap could go up or the world could end. I don't know.
You think we're going to re-sign Fowler?
No. I don't. No, because Armstrong
Yeah.
will be gone.
Yeah, I don't.
My thought would be he would, but if he's gone, I don't know if Steen does.
It depends how he plays this year because this is last year's contract, right? It depends how he plays this year, and it depends what we need. And if he'd play here, I'd sign him for a year or two, maybe. But I mean, a lot depends on this year. But I don't think the goal. I don't think the Blues are planning on re-signing him, but they, depending on how things go this season with the defense, maybe they will want to for a couple years.
And he's he was one of the best defensemen in the league after coming to St. Louis. So, if he plays that same way all season long, I think it's a no-brainer. You have to for at least a year or two. But I will add the caveat, no way for a no trade clause. If he wants a limited no trade clause, okay. But I'm not giving him a full.
He's 34.
Yeah.
It's not like he's 38. So
if they re-sign him, it's on a limited deal. He'll probably get better elsewhere. So we've got up and comers that could take him over. I'm not talking about Tyler Tucker, but Lindstein and who's the other guy. I think that long term he's not going to be in the plans, and he's the guy that I don't think we resign out of that group. But
you were probably
going to be
Curt or Bill. You were probably thinking Juracek, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think Broberg's gonna be your number one, number two guy, right? He's gonna be your number one left-hand defenseman after this season, and you will definitely re-sign him long term unless he is complete shit this year.
I think depending on how this season goes, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't go the way I would think. I think Dylan Holloway gets a max contract. I do think they sign him for 8 years.
As long as he stays healthy this year.
I'll say I don't know the numbers. I don't want to speculate on that, but I do think they will make it a priority to make sure he is here long term. I think Broberg definitely comes back. I don't think he gets an 8-year deal. I could see him getting 3 or 4. And then Mayu, I think he's still RFA status after this year. So I would definitely at least qualify him, but depending on how he plays,
he's still a big question.
He'll be here.
Point,
yeah,
right?
He'll be here.
He'll be here, but
regardless, he's getting
if he's as good as we hope him to be, definitely be back. But we have to remember he hasn't played a second for the Blues yet.
As soon as Holloway If Holloway stays healthy this season, I think stays healthy, plays well. I think it's the max. If he's hurt this year, which got hurt in the last season and he had some injury issues before, that's going to throw a wrench into that. I think so. I think definitely. I think Broberg. I think he might get like 6, to be honest. But
6.75. Oh wait, that's no that Steen's going to be signing this contract, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, got to get that out of your mind. Yeah, and I'll say Broberg. I think definitely sticks around. And enough cap space was part of that question too. I think with the cap going up likely every year, plus there's going to be changes with the new CBA coming into effect. I think the Blues will be fine. They don't have any. They unloaded. Masterfully. The Krug and Letty contracts are gone. They would be next year, I think, anyway, right? So, like, it's for me, I think they're going to have the cap space unless they go out and make some monster blockbuster trade and get a high-priced player.
Krug is under contract for 2 more years, so this year and next. So,
okay, but still, I mean,
he's gone. So
yeah, he's gone.
Yep. So,
all right, we got a question.
Reciprocated the dickness.
There we go. Ready?
I reciprocated the dickness.
That's a Disturbed song, isn't it? Reciprocate the dickness. The Baked Beaver. Did you see RECA Rika passed? I don't know who that is. Do you?
Is that a singer?
No, I think it's a Bill.
Bill.
Not me. Not me.
The big beautiful Bill.
I'm not sure what. Please explain more. We'll get back to that one. So how do you all feel about the contracts on the defensive side of the ice? And this is from our friend Trees. Contracts on the defensive side of the ice now that we're a few years into the longer Armstrong contracts. I feel we kind of just mentioned it with the Krug and Letty contracts gone. Really, your only bad contract on the I don't even question calling it a bad contract.
Well,
is Falk.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I think I thought you were going to say Parayko as far as the term.
No.
Well, I'm just saying the term because he's got 5 years left. So
I think I'm still okay with that.
Well, I know, but I think we all, when the contract was signed, I think we all were like, okay, the last couple of years might be a little rough, but I think how he played last year, again, he needs to stay healthy too after last year getting hurt. So getting older, you're more prone to get hurt. Your skills tend to diminish. He is 32, so he's approaching that age where you just kind of keep in the back of your mind, is he still going to play at the level he did last year? Well, we're going to wait and see. So I'm not worried about him for the next couple of years, to be honest. But I think, Falk.
I think he's the type of player that even in year 5, year 4 remaining, I think he still is. I think the cap's going to go up so much that it's not going to be like a albatross contract like I thought Krug was starting to become. I think he's still a serviceable player on your second or third pairing, and making $6 million in 5 years.
Yeah, well,
that might be what the going rate is for a player of his caliber.
Yeah, and typically defensemen, they can play longer than they can play longer at a higher level than forwards typically do. So I mean, if a defenseman is 32, 33, 34, 35, that's not as big of a deal as a forward being a high-end forward being 33, 34, 35. Because you tend to see, I mean, generally speaking, of course, forward skill tends to drop off a little faster than maybe defensive skill does.
Yeah, I think that's probably because forward skill generally depends on speed, and speed wanes no matter your age, right?
Yep.
I think that I personally I feel a hell of a lot better where we are today compared to where we were a year and 2 years ago, right? With having all 4 core defensemen locked into those just seemingly interminable identical contracts. Like we're beyond that now.
Isn't that funny? Because a couple of years ago it was like, man, we're not in good shape with a couple of these contracts, like 2 or 3 of them. It's like, how do we unload these guys? And
Here we are,
yeah,
right?
we are. It's okay.
Yeah, 3 of them, right? If you go back and you include Scandella in that, right?
Yeah.
No Scandella, no Krug, and now no Letty. So
and Falk,
great.
and you can hide Falk. There's one guy. There's one guy.
So I'm saying I even question if you could call that a bad contract at this point. Like, I don't think it's a bad contract. It's just not a great one. But when you look at the bad contracts around the NHL, I don't even know if I put Falk in my top 5.
I think Falk. I think based on how Falk used to play and what we expected of him the first couple years he was here, what we expect of him now is completely different. He's not that power play quarterback anymore. He's not that offensive guy anymore. So you just got to hope he holds
runs. There's times where it's like 10 game spans where it's like, dude, Justin Falk's been incredible.
But
so
then
that's
he
nice
had
to still get.
night runs.
Yeah,
he'll look bad for a handful of games in a row too. It's like, oh my gosh. So
all right, let's move on. Sorry, go ahead, Curt.
He is getting older. Like I said, defensemen tend to play better longer, but it's not always the case either. So
Baked Beaver, I actually thought that's what you were talking about. So he's gonna mention it here. But I wasn't sure if you were bringing this up on our show or not. It's the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. So, he goes on to explain it here. I'll let him keep explaining it. For us, Owl Folks, which is where we went, and a bunch of zip codes around St. Louis.
Is that from?
Compensates people that were exposed to radiated water or land that developed many forms of cancer. Unfortunately, they took MS off the list, which is what Big Beaver unfortunately has. One more note he has here, just trying to raise the awareness of it passing and that the many folks around our stomping grounds aren't even aware. I know it's off topic, but you said AMA. Exactly. Yeah.
So, that's fine. So I would imagine the Coldwater Creek thing that I saw in the news today probably ties into that too.
It does.
Yeah, that was kind of ground zero for it.
Okay.
But actually,
he's right.
Jeff,
a lot of us Francis Howell people, a lot of us have had some serious medical issues because of the nuclear testing site real close to where we went to high school.
Yeah. And Jeff is trying to work to get Josh Hawley onto a show here.
Yes. My absolute favorite politician, let me tell you.
They didn't test. They dumped nuclear waste.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Dumping around, yeah.
They didn't test.
They've tested it and proved that it still exists.
That's a slip there on my part.
Where was I for that?
All right, let's lighten it up a little bit more. Divide by zero is a good question here. With Ovechkin announcing a return, I intend upon going to see him live. Is there any player from the past or present that you regret not seeing play live? His name has already come up for me. I'm going to answer first. Mario Lemieux, one of my favorite players of all time.
Never saw him.
Every time I went to see him play, the one time he had Hodgkin's lymphoma, so he didn't play. Went to another game that he was injured the night before. There was a time where a buddy and I even traveled to Chicago to see him play because we knew it was going to be his last season when he came back. Crosby's, that was his rookie year, I believe. We went up to Chicago just to see Lemieux play. And lo and behold, he was hurt the night before too. So I actually never got to see him play. I attempted 3 or 4 times, never saw him. And it still honestly hurts when I see clips of him, especially clips of him playing in St. Louis. Cause I'm like, damn it. How did I never see him play? Anybody that for you guys?
Well, I'll just say on Lemieux, I did get to see him play at the old barn.
Me too.
And it was the worst experience I ever had at that barn. It was, I think Pittsburgh won 7-4 or something, and Lemieux had 3 goals. But I had the limited view seat behind because they actually had columns that came down in the stands, closer to the back of the what do they call it? The yellow seating. And I could hardly see shit, but he lit us up. So I didn't get to see him. Hockey wise, I do not have a regret. Baseball, Ichiro Suzuki.
Oh,
kick myself for the 2 times he came to St. Louis that I didn't go. Or get to see
that was another player. A friend and I traveled to Kansas City because we both wanted to see him play. So we went to Kansas City and saw him, and met a very racist man at a gas station who said some very cruel things about Ichiro. But that's for another time. But that is something that is etched in my memory. But yes, it was very cool to see Ichiro bat. Well, I guess 4 times that game. It was cool. I think he went 3 for 4. Anyway, Curt.
I don't. Probably Gretzky. I was away at college. I'm sorry. I know I saw Gretzky play live. I'm talking for the Blues. Maybe I didn't have the opportunity. Glenn Hall. I guess this is a question like you had the opportunity, but you didn't.
Yeah, you had like guys that played while you were alive or while you were a hockey fan.
I mean, I went to a lot of games. Gosh. I assume I saw Gretzky play live. Pretty sure. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't.
I did not see Gretzky play as a Blue live, but I saw him play.
I was away in college.
I saw him come back. I actually was at the first game that he played here with the Rangers, where he got booed like relentlessly.
I was at his first home game as a Blue. Let's see if I can find that ticket.
And by the way, update here from Baked Beaver. He said it wasn't testing. He's right. They had developed the atom bomb.
Right.
And so, they were working with nuclear
and the waste
materials.
The waste went into the water.
Yeah, it's we had some. I think like something like 60% of the class of like 88 or 89 or something had some form of cancer or lymphoma, and I'm crossing my fingers. I'm lucky, but I would say my dad lived around that his whole life, and he passed away from leukemia, so it always kind of makes us wonder as well. But anyway, let's see what else. You know what? We got a good one here. Well, Bill's digging through stuff, so I don't want to ask. We have a specific question for Bill, but we'll hold on that.
Go ahead.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is from our friend Joe Schmo. He sent this to us before the show. He says, question for Bill. What in the hell makes a kid decide to give up on having fun and strap on the goalie gear? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Easiest answer of the night.
My father's a goalie.
Right. Easiest answer of the night for me, Mike Liut. When I saw Mike Liut play when I was 3 years old, I decided that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be that guy.
Well, that wasn't the question.
No, that is why I strapped on the goalie pads.
No, the question was, why would you stop?
Oh, why would I stop?
Isn't that what the question was, or am I wrong?
No. No, he's
why
saying
would I stop
having
out?
Fun. Yeah, having fun is in playing hockey and instead going in goal. That was the question.
Oh, I misread that. I thought he was asking why. Okay.
Yep.
So
My bad.
So yeah, no. Mike Liut, seeing him play live, I knew I wanted to be a goalie, but I could also say that I was also probably too good on the other side of the puck. The first game I played out after playing goal for several years, I had a hat trick and 3 assists. So I didn't want to embarrass people.
Bill did play defense on some of my roller hockey games.
Yeah. I absolutely cannot fathom how anybody can long-term play goal in roller hockey. Jason, watching him do that
on your pads. That's what you do.
Well, yeah, kill all the other players.
Right. Oh, that sucks so bad.
Yeah, I just mad respect if you can do it, but the lack of slide could not adapt to that.
Well, we got a good question here from Ken Morris. He says, have any of the hosts played with any NHL players from St. Louis in your youth hockey days or in recreational leagues? I've talked about a few of them. Do you guys have any? Any come to mind?
I have not. Didn't Jeff play against Maroon in a roller hockey league or something?
I did. Oh, you mean other Jeff?
Cousin. Sorry, my bad.
I'll say I have two.
My cousin Jeff. Yeah, my cousin Jeff. He played against Maroon.
Yeah,
and
but he in roller hockey, right?
Yeah, called him, and he said he was a complete asshole. On
Yeah.
the rink.
Yep. Yeah, before he had to stop playing because of hip issues. Stupid roller hockey court. So I never played against an NHL player. I played against a couple of guys who washed out like at AHL, IHL level. But probably the most famous person that I ever played against was the guy who was Brett Hull's hockey double in the McDonald's commercials in the early 90s. And he's the hardest shot I have ever faced in my life. And actually, when I made a glove save on him, my arm went completely numb. Guy's name was Ken Ford, and he was one of the two owners of D&K Hockey on Brentwood Boulevard, if anybody ever shopped there in the 90s.
Donkey and Kong hockey. Very cool.
I know the guy. I know the guy who stood in for Barrett Jackman in a team photo, like the actual team photo that was, given away on posters. He stood in for. I told that story before. He stood in for Barrett Jackman. Barrett Jackman wasn't there, and they photoshopped Jackman's head on top of my friend's body. And he may be listening. Chris Bray.
We did that with Kane Van Gate in our Total Hockey picture that we took. He was out of town, and we took a team photo, and we had somebody else who'd never skated before step in his way, and so we're like literally like if you look closely at the photo, we're all holding him up because he couldn't stand on skates, and so then we just photoshopped Kane's face on him. So shout out to Kane Van Gate if you're listening. So for me, yes, I played against a couple, mostly recreational. I played against Pat Maroon a couple times.
In Dallas, you played against.
That was my favorite one. And I know I've told the story on the show before. But yeah, Pat Maroon. I played against Cam Jansen. Again, working at Total Hockey. We had NHLers join us. We had a Tuesday morning skate. There's a couple times guys came out and skated with us. Phil McRae was one. Man, I'm trying to think of who else. Man, it was a defenseman. Oh my gosh, what was his name? Drawing a blank. He was not a household name in St. Louis. It was not Vladimir Chepeturkin. But man, I cannot remember who it was. Anyway, it'll come to me. And then yes, and as Curt just said, my favorite was a pickup skate when I lived in Dallas, and Craig Ludwig was he was out there, and he was on the opposite team. I didn't recognize him. I saw he was wearing the fanned out shin guards like an asshole, and he was skating like the wind. I mean, at this point, he was probably 52, 53, be my guess. And this dude was skating circles around everyone. At one point I jumped off the bench or onto the bench, and I'm like, this fucking old guy, who the fuck does this guy think he is? He's out here deking. He's trying so hard. Everybody starts laughing. They're like, you know who that is, man, right? I said, no. And he goes, Craig Ludwig. Like, he's not trying. Trust me, he's not trying. And I'm like, God damn it. I always hated that guy.
It's wearing the damn pads. Should have been illegal.
Yeah. I could believe he was wearing those shin guards. I should have noticed it the minute I noticed the shin guards.
He may not have had another pair.
Yeah, that might be.
You know how hockey guys are.
Yeah. He was apparently in town for some alumni game. So yeah, he probably just brought all of his old gear with him.
Yeah. I mean,
he started wearing those at the University of North Dakota or whatever in the 70s and never stopped wearing them.
It's like Shanahan in the shoulder pads. He just wore the same damn shoulder pads all throughout junior and the NHL. I was like, all right. And you saw him, he takes his jersey off, and they're just hanging on him. They're not the big, huge plastic football shoulder pads that they're not protecting anything. They should go back to that stuff. They really should. They should go back to those elbow pads and those shoulder pads.
We got a great question here from Joe Schmo. Boxers or briefs? I am boxer briefs. I switched to boxer briefs like 15 years ago, and I have never gone back. I've tried wearing boxers. Like, my wife will like sometimes get me, like, she got me Perry the Platypus boxers because my son was a big
Platypus
fan. And I mean, I still have them. I'll wear them when I'm in a pinch if I need to do laundry, but like, I am boxer briefs all the way.
Me too. I'll sleep in boxers, but I've typically my daily driver is
Your ride or die
is a boxer briefs, not cotton though. I do like I don't know what the hell kind of material it is, like a spandexy kind of a thing or something, stretchy material. I don't know. It's
a
comfortable.
synthetic.
It's comfortable as hell. Yeah, probably give me cancer. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's nice.
Yeah, I would say that I'm 50-50 boxers or boxer briefs, but never briefs. Never briefs on their own.
I don't know of anyone who wears briefs anymore.
Unless they're
we had a
thong.
friend,
The thong style. Yeah, we'll do that.
well, all three of us have worn thongs.
Right. So
for our 100th show.
Yeah, the 100th show, way back in the day, hundreds of shows ago.
Literally 422 shows ago. That's crazy to think.
Dang. And we thought Hunter was a big deal.
Yeah, we did. All right, so let's do this one. This is a fun one. Matt Harris asks, would you rather get food poisoning with Jake Neighbors or get a cavity filled with Justin Falk? So my question here is, I'm guessing food poisoning, you and Jake Neighbors go out and have dinner and get food poisoning and you're sick together. You're stuck in the same room. Cavity filled, is Justin Falk filling my cavity or is he sitting in the chair next to me?
I'm going to clip that audio. Is Justin Falk filling my cavity?
I'm going to go with the latter and say he's sitting next to me. So I'm going to go with getting a cavity filled because I don't know if you fellas have ever had food poisoning. That is like the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So no, thank you. Sorry. I would much rather hang out with Jake Neighbors, but if I have food poisoning, give me Justin Falk all day.
I mean, the worst part of a cavity getting filled, if it does hurt, sometimes they don't really hurt, but if it does hurt, it's just 5-10 minutes of the pain kind of thing, 15 maybe. So it's, yeah, and food poisoning could last all day.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll take the cavity.
Yeah, sedation dentistry, cavity all the way.
Yep, I agree. Bill, should we do a more personal question or do you want to do a blues question?
He'll take what's in the box.
or door number 3.
The box. The box.
The box.
You so stupid.
Show him what's in the box.
I hope people know what we're referencing.
UHF. Haven't seen it? Watch it.
Red Snapper. Very tasty.
Very tasty.
Bill, you didn't answer my question.
I said I'll take the box though. Do something blues related. We're going tangents here.
Okay, here we go. This is a good one. Live question from Divide by Zero. I grew up in the era of Wilson and Micheletti. We all kind of did. I'm a blues fan because Joe explained the game's nuances. What broadcasters did you appreciate the most and why? I'm going to echo what you said. Give me Wilson and Micheletti, that era of blues hockey. And not just talking about the game itself. I'm talking about the era of broadcasters. Those two, to me, were by far the best. Now, if you were to say Wilson and Fedorko, Wilson and Affleck, that's a totally different thing. I would not say that, but give me Wilson and Micheletti all day. That was when Wilson was in his heyday.
I like how you asked Bill which question he wanted, then you answered.
Oh, well, I was saying for all of us to answer.
Okay,
all right. Ask you next. I
thought you were asking him the question.
No, it's a question for all of us.
Okay, all right.
Well, then, Bill, what do you think?
So I'm probably the only one that really got to enjoy it, but the Dan Kelly, Gus Kyle era, old school hockey. He shoots, he scores.
Yeah,
with enthusiasm every time. It's I was spoiled as a kid, got to grow up on that, and it's that will always be my favorite broadcast tandem.
I don't really recall listening to Kelly, and I'm not going to say that Wilson and Micheletti were better than Kelly. I would never do that. But so from like I grew up, Wilson and Micheletti were the tandem in my peak NHL fandom, right, as a kid. When I really got into it, bought the calendars and kept the score, wrote down the scores on the calendars and everything, and just did all that stuff. But yeah, Wilson and Micheletti, I like Wilson and Micheletti way better than anything we've had since.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's not a knock. That's not a knock on Kelly and Pang and the guys that followed, because they did a great job. But Wilson and Micheletti, man, I mean, you listen to old clips of Wilson and Micheletti. I mean, it's top notch, man. It's just so good.
There's times where, because I like to have noise on while I work. Typically, I listen to like or instrumental music, but sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna turn on an old blues game, and I pick one with Wilson and Micheletti calling the game, because it's just, one, it just brings me back, but two, it's just, the game is just so well called. It's fantastic.
I'll say this about the Wilson and Micheletti era, the Wilson era, because Micheletti left after what, 3-4 years, whatever it was. But Wilson, his last year or two here was not very good.
Yeah, no, the Wilson and Micheletti era was like, Wilson was still a professional. He was still focused on the game. He actually gave a shit. But after Micheletti left and he went through the Afflecks, the Fedorkos, I remember former brother-in-law of mine went to Wilson came to SIUE to give one of their talk things to the business school, and he asked him, so how do you prepare for a game? He's like, who's in town tonight? Columbus? I'll get there about 6 o'clock, read through a couple notes, and be ready to go. It's like, that's professional, buddy. But before that, you knew he was well prepared. Like in that Micheletti era, they had such a good vibe, and he was so good. And I think St. Louis's first exposure to him was calling the Monday Night Miracle for national TV, and that got him his job here, and he earned it in that game. But yeah, by the end of it, he was just a cartoon.
Wilson did so many national broadcasting events, ESPN. He's on a lot of games. You pull up an old game, oh, but damn, that's Kim Wilson. He did Cardinals games. He was like, I mean, he's not Joe Buck, but he was like, Joe Buck did a lot of different sports, and that was kind of his shtick. He was a Wilson. When Wilson was here, he was like I was really appreciated. Fans loved him. But I'm thinking fans today, I don't really, maybe not appreciate or understand how good he was when he was here. He's way better than Kelly. I'm sorry. People say Kelly is a living legend. He's the son of Dan Kelly. That tie-in is amazing. And Kelly was very good, but he was no Ken Wilson. Ken Wilson was better.
He was not his dad. He was not Ken Wilson. I don't even think he's Chris Kerber. So for me, he's okay. All right. I'll take one. Here's a question from me for me from Casey Gorak over on Facebook. Casey says, what did you do? Which you guys are going to love this one. What did you do while you were in the media? Did you guys know I was in the media, first of all?
I have not heard. You should tell the fans about that.
I should say that every single week. I don't know why I don't.
It's a good thing. I mean,
so I'll tell the short version, but when I was 15 years old, I'll tell the short version. When I was 15, when I was 15, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to cover hockey. And so I, went to school. I stayed local. I went to UMSL on some advice from a Post-Dispatch writer who was like, dude, like, don't go to Mizzou, stay at UMSL, get your English degree. The hiring managers out here love people that stayed in the city or stayed in the area. By the time I graduated, that was not the case anymore because the media was dying. But I was still able to land. I did a lot of radio work. I did some, if you ever listen here in St. Louis, the morning after TMA, I was their blues correspondent for a little while. I did a web-only show for KSDK, Channel 5, with Mike Pepping, friend of the show. And we did a couple of episodes of that, which was fantastic. It was so cool. Like, I mean, literally, just, being a dumb kid from St. Louis and then looking over and there's, who was the meteorologist at the time for Channel 5? It was so stars.
Oh, wait. No.
What?
Too soon.
No, Dave Murray, right?
No, Dave Murray's
Channel 4. Channel 2. Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember just being
Cindy
like, holy
Pressler.
Shit, that's Cindy Pressler.
Well, there's more than one. They have more than one,
Yeah.
but
Okay. But either way, I remember there was like a storm coming and just seeing her walking in and just, yeah, it was Cindy Pressler. That's right. And just being like, holy shit. Like it was just so cool for me. But so yeah, I was in the media for the Blues, did a bunch of shit, reported on games, wrote recaps, wrote feature stories, did that kind of work. And then again, just for me, like with this podcast, it actually already started the time I was doing it. And unfortunately, I had to leave for a brief period while I did this stuff because conflict of interest bullshit. But luckily, Curt and Bill kept it going. And so anyway, I left in 2015 and came back to this show, and it was kind of nice because I made a lot of cool contacts, and we've had some incredible guests because of that, like Bernie Federko's been on. So wouldn't trade that time in my life for anything. I accomplished so much in my time that I was only dreaming about as a kid. But let's just say I'm happy I left. Life has become a lot more enjoyable since I left the media. And I think a lot of former media members would tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably say it was frustrating at times, stressful at times. Some of the people weren't probably the nicest. So yeah.
No, that was the most. I mean, I'm in a pretty fairly cutthroat industry now, in my life, but that's the most cutthroat shit I've ever seen. I mean, literally your coworkers are doing everything they can to like discredit you because they want that seat in the press box. And it's unfortunately for me, it's just disgusting because it's like, for me, it's like, dude, if you're a fan of this sport or even just a resident of St. Louis, you should just want to get a good word out on what's happening. Like that was my view. That is not the right view to have in media. In media, it's I got to get this report out first. I've got to beat everybody else to it, and I've got to write it better than everyone else. And whatever I can do to get ahead, I need to do it. And that is just that. It always shocks me when I see people like Jeremy Rutherford succeed because he is not like that. And yeah, it's just Lou Korak too. Like so many good guys in the media, and it's like, how did you get to where you're at without being a dickhead?
All right, just put your head down and work, right? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I saw a little blurb, a teaser on Channel 5 tonight for Mike Bush interviewing Rennie Knott, two former sports directors, and he asked him, like when we came to you and asked you to give up the sports director and move to news, was it hard for you? And he's like, absolutely not. When I thought about it, having to sit down and beg a 20-year-old for a 20-second soundbite. Those days are behind me, and yeah, it takes a special breed of person to be able to chase that, and you have to have a lot of passion, which clearly you did and do, and I would have died year one, day one.
Yeah, there's just another side. There's like a seedy underbelly of being a media member, and it's just when you start to really like kind of succeed and get to a point, it's really all you see. And you're just kind of like, what the fuck am I even doing this for?
I remember Mike Bush talking one time about the switch from sports to being the anchor, the news anchor. There was some big event. Was it 9/11 maybe? That this massive news event came on, and he said he felt the time that, gosh, my job seems stupid now. I'm reporting on sports during this massive news event, and he said part of him wanted to be on the other side and covering that as opposed to sports. I think so. He mentioned that at some point. He mentioned that as being a factor in his decision too.
And I'll say I think he's okay with me telling this that I was lucky enough to just run into Rutherford actually. Right after, was that Cairo? Right after he started playing for the Blues, I believe it was Cairo, and he had just written, Rutherford did, a really nice piece about Cairo and his family and how, they never really saw a hockey player in their family and how it was just such a kind of like a culture shock for them to see this young phenom and having to like work with him to chase his dream. And it's just funny because, he writes this big story and then he even turns to me and says, "You think I ever could have written that piece for the Post-Dispatch?" And I just started laughing. I'm like, "Probably not." And he goes, "If I would have pitched a story where I'm interviewing players' families, I would have been laughed out of the office." And I'm like, see, to me, like, I read that story and I'm like, that was an incredible story. That's the stuff I want to read. It's like human interest and sports. But yeah, there's just so much of stuff like that that's going around in the sports industry that it's just not worth it. All right, let's get into a couple other questions. Here's a good one. This one's from Joe Schmo. He asks us, "What blade pattern do you use?" Bill, do you even know what your goalie pattern is?
Shit. It's the last time I got them sharpened was when I bought them, because goalies don't tend to sharpen their skates all that much. I mean, I need to get better about that. And before
stick blade, sir. Stick blade.
Oh, stick blade? Stick blade. I thought we were talking about skate sharpening. My stick pattern now, I'm just using a John Gillies model true composite.
Nice.
But I used to prefer when I played out, played defense, Lidstrom. The Lidstrom composite blade with the Easton or the Louisville rubber shaft. Extra stiff.
The rubber. Yeah, the rubber.
Nice.
Still have it.
I was I tried out the coffee curve. That massive hook.
Still have one of those too?
Yeah, and I used that for a little bit, but I settled into, I think it was either Iserman for a while, but then Crosby was like a sweet spot for a while too. I used Crosby for a while near the end when I stopped playing.
So I came prepared. This is actually the stick that I'm using right now. I'm going to try to get this to where I can actually show.
You're going to knock something off the wall.
Yeah, probably. I can't get it to bend that way.
Just show the name.
Well,
that's what she said.
Well, I wanted to show the actual curve too. Maybe I can do it like this. It's not worth it. Never mind. This is a Suter stick, Ryan Suter. So I got one of these. So I got this one at one of those Blues garage sales. And my shot with this thing, I mean, I'm not kidding. It's probably picked up 5 miles per hour. It is the curve, the stick itself. It's just, I mean, it's a top end stick, first of all. So that helps. And the flex on it is ridiculous. But yeah, I got one of these. Love it. Still working for me today. When I went back to the Blues garage sale this summer, I actually bought another one. So if this one breaks, I got another Ryan Suter ready for me. But yep, that is my current blade. All right, what else we got? Here's a good one here. Divide by zero. Last question for me, guys. Can you tell me how you feel about two Blues GMs, Larry Plow and Ron Caron? What are their legacies? How do you feel they did in their jobs? Let's start with you, Curt.
Well, Larry Plow has a reputation of Leary, of never being able to get the goalie to get us over the hump, right? That was his thing.
Yeah.
And I think we had some great teams under Plow, but didn't go anywhere. Ron Caron, I loved Ron Caron. Such a fun guy to listen to, such a character. Loved his willingness to wheel and deal. I do, but I remember, I mean, he brought the thing that with him though is that I will forever be irritated at him because he made that 7-player trade. Gutting the team, a really good team, just to get tougher on defense. But he lost so much chemistry and some wingers. You trade away Courtnall, Ronning, Momesso, Dirk, to bring in Butcher and Quinn was a flop here. And Butcher, I don't know why fans like Butcher. Butcher was terrible here. He was not good. Yeah. I don't know why fans like him. Because he was a tough guy, I guess. I always said he led the league in knocking guys down after they scored.
Yep.
That's what he did.
My dad was a very intelligent hockey fan, but he loved Garth Butcher. And I always questioned him, like, Dad, Garth Butcher, Come on. He's like, he's a badass. I'm like, okay, give Jean-Claude Van Damme skates then. We don't need Garth Butcher.
I would, yeah. I mean,
Right. Unfortunately, I think that trade became his legacy.
Yeah.
Right. His famous quote, "Meat on the burner."
I was gonna say,
Right.
that's his legacy.
Meat on the burner.
Right? That was his legacy until he made that stupid fucking trade, and cost us our shot, and then kind of fueled the Stanley Cup run, because wasn't Jeff Brown included in that deal?
No,
that was a separate deal.
Different
But
deal.
that was
Vancouver,
also a bad
yeah.
deal.
Right.
And Vancouver went to the final. With those
in
players.
'94. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But Karan, anytime he needed something to make any kind of tweak move, all he had to do was call Montreal, and they would be willing to deal with him. Right? How many trades? Minor trades. Charlie Bourgeois. I think Mike Lawler came from there. Vincent Riendo. He'd be able to pluck players out of Montreal, and obviously send them there. But yeah,
such a fun era, right? I mean, the wheeling and dealing, and the NHL hated him.
Yep.
for wheeling and dealing and signing players to bigger contracts and things. And yeah, I love Ron. Even though I hate him for that trade, that I remember where I was when that trade went down and being pissed off. That was the first time I remember hearing about a trade and being like, what the hell happened?
Right.
Why?
Right. And I think that, he's also, that gets overshadowed because he was followed by Keenan. Right. We went from kind of the riverboat gambler to the insane lunatic running the asylum.
Yeah. Like get us Karan back, please.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we've got we'll take a couple more and then we are going to wrap up. So if you have any more AMA questions for us, folks, get them in now, because we'll take maybe one or two more. We got a question here. It's kind of mixes with one that we received before the show, so I'll kind of ask them both here. Baked Beaver says, do y'all shoot right or left? And in all sports, Bill, do you catch left or right? And are you left or right-handed? Similar question here from Joe Schmo before the show. Jeff said he shoots left, plays right. What about Curt? In general, what do you see as advantages or disadvantages of playing on your off-shot side for defensemen and forwards? So I'll kind of answer both. So yes, I'm a shooting lefty. I'm a lefty in most things I do. In baseball, I bat and throw right. That makes no sense, I know, but that's what I do. And in terms of on the offside, I think I've said on the show before, for me, I'm actually really comfortable going into the boards on my offhand. So I like to basically have my body facing the goal when I go into the boards on my end. So because I like to play it behind the net. Either I like to skate it back there, or I'd like to find my defensive partner on the far boards. So for me, it just gives me more options, and I'm totally comfortable flipping it or passing it on my backhand too. So that's why I'm okay playing on the offside. But that's and again, that's the advantage for me, is that I'm on my offhand, and for me, it's like forwards are always expecting you to shoot it back up the boards. If I go behind the net, a lot of times they're like, whoop, and they're not ready for it. So it gives us a good chance to break out. Curt, I'll go to you next.
I shoot right and I skate right. You know what? Shooting, I prefer the right side. Carrying into the zone and driving to the net, I prefer the left. It's kind of weird. But I didn't play a lot of wing. I played mostly center. But in roller hockey anyway, you played four guys, so you just kind of playing wing, but whatever. But no, I was I didn't really care where I played. I didn't pros and cons for me for which side I played on, whatever. I was mostly a passer though, so
yeah. So for me in goal, catch left, blocker right, catcher left hand, which means I shoot left when playing goal. naturally I'm right-handed. And when I play baseball, I throw with my right. When I was a kid, I really did work on, like, when I play wiffle ball, being ambidextrous as much as possible. I'm not terrible shooting left-handed. Batting, when I played softball, batting left-handed, I have a ton more power from my left side. But when I play hockey, I shoot right. And I prefer, as a defenseman, I prefer to play the left side for the one-timer opportunities.
Another question here from Trees. Have y'all discovered any movies this year that you loved? I had not seen Raising Arizona until a few weeks ago,
I
and
saw
it's
Heat.
great. Heat's the original, or
we'll talk about Heat. No, it's a comedian's bit. But.
for me, it's a hard one to answer. I finally watched all the 28 days, 28 weeks, and 28 years later movies.
I haven't seen the last
The
one.
worst one was the Sandra Bullock one, where the zombies show up at the rehab facility. There's actually a Sandra Bullock movie called 28 Days that's about her going to rehab.
Oh,
That came out not too far apart.
Are you thinking of Bird Box?
I was
28
like,
days later.
what? I was
Yeah.
so confused.
It's
Those
that was
were
actually a really
okay.
good joke, but
Sorry, it went over my head. Those are okay. I think I liked the second one the most. There's some pretty surprising deaths in that one. Plus, I love Rose Byrne. Not only is she a great actress, I think she's smoking hot. But I'll say too, last night, I mean, it's a newer movie, but last night my wife and I watched The Life of Chuck with Tom Hiddleston. Very cool movie. Kind of gives you some nice kind of thoughts into life and death, and kind of gets you thinking in a different way. So I always like movies like that. So for me, I'll say The Life of Chuck.
I'm trying to think.
Bill,
of any,
Curt?
I'm trying to think of any movies that I've seen, like recent movies I've seen, new movies that I've seen this year. Just not a ton.
So for the only new-ish movie that I can recall watching this year was Free Guy. I thought and that's like 2 or 3 years old now, right? So when that first came out, I'm like,
4 or 5 years old now.
I'm like, this movie is exactly what I want to see, and so I finally got around to watching it this year.
The
don't
Chris
watch a lot of
Evans
movies.
cameo is one of my favorite cameos of all time.
Yeah.
What the shit?
that was brilliant.
So a movie I did, it's 2024, which is close enough. Have you seen the Fury Road?
No.
So
No.
have you seen so Furiosa came out last year? Really good. What if you haven't seen Fury Road? Oh my gosh, watch.
You mean the original?
Like what was it? How like 6-7 years ago? It was?
Yeah. I saw that one. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying the one that came out last year. I have not seen that one yet.
It's good. I like that a lot. It was good.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I might have seen a better one, but I'm scrolling through some stuff here, and maybe I can find something better. But that was really good. I like that a lot.
Winning Unlimited says, I liked Together. I need to see that. I think that looks pretty good. Apparently, there's a very graphic sex scene, which is interesting because those two are actually together. So I wonder for them if it was just like, act like the cameras aren't here.
Crazy Stupid Love. I saw that for the first time not too long ago. That was really good.
That's a fun movie. I like that.
I'm gonna say because there's one specific question I want to end on, but this one I'm gonna say, and all three of us can add to this one. From Casey Gorak, who always contributes over on Facebook. He asks, how did y'all come together? And this is how he worded it. I did not alter this. How did y'all come together to be one of my favorite podcasts with a badass jersey on my wall? He did buy the recent white Let's Go Blues Radio jersey, and he has it hanging with his other awesome jerseys. So, love that.
We talked about how you and I, Jeff.
And that's literally how it started. And we had from Blue Note Zone, Jeff Quirin join the show, and the three of us did the first season. The first season was actually titled St. Louis Blues Radio. but we
ditched
decided to
that.
change it.
Didn't want to have any issues with that later, so
we probably would have. So I'm glad we.
You know
did.
what? You know what? Maybe someone would have said something. I doubt anything would have happened with it though. But
and so it was just, something we decided to do. We tried to do it weekly. We were still trying to meet in person at the time. At the time, I lived in Maryland Heights. Jeff was in, Edwardsville.
Oh, was he?
And
Well,
no, he wasn't in Edwardsville.
He wasn't that
He was
close.
he was in Illinois.
He was in
I
Collinsville.
can't remember.
Wasn't it Collinsville?
Collinsville, maybe Collinsville.
Maybe Collinsville.
Yeah, and you were in Edwardsville, and so we all tried to meet with Curt in Edwardsville,
and
it just
in a small little studio in SIUE.
I wish we would have taken a picture. That studio's probably still there. You should go down
It's
there.
still
And take
there.
A picture of it.
It's completely different now though. It's got
okay.
It's basically a storage closet now.
Nice. Well, it kind of already was.
It kind of was. I mean, it did the job. It had sound dampening on the walls and everything. It was, and there was there were microphones that we used and everything. It did the job.
And for me, it was, there was an ad in the paper. It was only a 2-week course, and I said, what the hell? I need to do with my life.
You got to pay for all show fees, but you get to talk every now and then.
And and when Quirin left, I was like, well, we need another third, and I'm like, it's got to be Bill. I mean, Bill knows more about just hockey and hockey history than anybody I've ever.
You used to call him the hockey encyclopedia. Every time you talk about him.
I mean, because he's just got a wealth of knowledge with, and he's played with him for a long time. We met when I was in high school, I guess.
Yeah.
Playing ball hockey at the ballpark, right? I think that's where So.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's always funny because every time somebody's like, how do you even know Bill? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a weird story. It's because I started podcasting with Curt, and one day he's like, I'm going to invite Bill on the show. And I'm like, okay. And then Bill just kind of stuck. And I'm like, that's literally how we met. Again, very similarly, the first time I ever met you was virtually on a on a Let's Go Blues radio show. So,
and Bill was friends with my cousin Jeff first, because you guys played ice.
Yeah.
In Tokyo.
Well,
right?
we met actually through the ballpark, and then later he started playing on the team in Tokyo.
Right. That's right.
By the time we got our driver's licenses.
Yeah, the ballpark sports center in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Oh
that indoor soccer field that they converted into hockey for when we played games. That was so much fun.
So I still have like memories of certain goals that I scored there. And it's like, and I get the rush of like, oh, that was a perfect shot. Oh,
and it was a lot of running. That was a lot of running, man. We were high school kids. It's like we could run forever, but
we could do it.
Oh my God! I mean, just indoor soccer with the goals boarded up, and then they put the hockey goals out on the turf, and then you just ran around and wear soccer shin guards or whatever on your shins. They don't get smacked. And
or if you're so much fun. Your cousin Tim, full shoulder pads.
He was the one guy in the league that wore full shoulder pads. Wow. He did that. Yeah, we have video. There's video of him on YouTube. On the channel.
Yeah, it was like playing against the Ultimate Warrior.
He had the longer hair. He had longer hair at the time too. Yeah. And then he had to wear the mouth guard too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was intimidating.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know if intimidating is the right word.
Well, I mean, and he was, Tim had a temper. So and he didn't mess with Tim. He would go off on you. You wanted Tim on your team. You didn't want to play against him, really.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of where it was all birthed. And, again, like I actually remember Bill. I think the first time I ever met you in person was, at the Ponder Cup, right? You played that 1 year. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that was,
you played 2 years.
I played 2 years.
Right?
Yeah, the first year was the first time I met you, and I'm like, wow, that guy's big.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was funny because I had never at that point, and I still think to this day, had never seen you clean shaven. And so you walked up and you started talking to me, and it was hilarious because we'd already done a couple shows together. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then, like, the more you talked, I'm like, I know the voice. And then, like, you walked away, and I don't know, as you like turned your head, I was like, oh shit, that's Bill Day. I'm an idiot. Like, it took me forever because, at those tournaments, there's 40, 50 people that know me, and I don't exactly know all of them. So I'm like, okay, who's this guy? But then you start talking about the show, and I'm like, this guy watches the show. Fuck, it's Bill. God damn it. And after that point, I did not make that mistake again.
Wasn't that also the year that Lance and his kid broadcast live and had their green screen set up on the side?
That was cool.
That was the coolest
probably
thing.
Thought I was Lance.
That was the coolest thing that the Drop
I will never forgive you
podcast
now.
has ever done.
No, it is. It actually
it was neat. And it was on
really
YouTube.
Cool.
It was on YouTube
before
and
we did
I think they took it down.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a shame because it was so cool. Yeah, they would interview players coming off, and they sit down and talk about the games and stuff. And it was,
and of course, that was the 1 year. That was the 1 year my team went winless.
Yeah,
I was on your team.
We won.
No, that was a later year.
Did we?
Yeah,
we won that year.
Yeah, you won that one.
You guys won second year. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Dustin's team. We won. Yeah.
Yep. That was the only 2 years it was at Madison.
I scored, and that tournament was one of the more impressive goals that I've ever scored. Slap shot from the point. I was in the high slot, or the slot, I guess, and it was like knee high, and I tipped it down, and it hits off the rink, bounces up upper corner into the goal.
Nice.
I was like,
totally planned.
That's you can't. Well, I'm trying to tip it down, right, and it just went down a lot, and it off the rink and skipped up and went upper corner. I was like, holy shit, that was cool.
That's pretty lucky.
Most tips are lucky at our level.
Yes, definitely at our level, 100%. All right, well, guys, the last question that I want to answer here, and this is something that comes up pretty much every year around this time, and I think we need to actually do it. So maybe I'll do it. Joe Schmo asks, are you guys into fantasy hockey? Any chance there might be an LGB radio? Excuse me, good Lord, summer lager's hitting me. There might be an LGB radio fantasy league at some point. Every year we talk about doing it. We never do. For me, and I know, Bill, you just got back into it, I think, last year, right?
Yes. So I got invited by a fan of the show, Patrick, and got to go into his league. Barely made it into the playoffs on the last day. I had a great team, terrible results, and did wind up losing in the first round. So I'm back into the mood. So if we want to do this, I'm for it.
I'd be on board with getting back into. I used to run fantasy hockey league for a long time, and Bill was in it. 10, 12 guys, whatever it was, were in it. It was fun. Did it with standings. We had running standings. We had keeper leagues. It was all involved. We had a website for it, and it was pretty involved. But I finally just got tired of it because it was a lot of hassle because it was pay to play, and we start doing pay to play, and then we try to give out prize money for certain things, and some guys didn't pay, and it was just awkward.
It's a
and
lot.
I stopped.
It's a lot. I'm the same way. So I ran a league for about 14 years, and I just hit a point where the season was coming up, and I just said, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this anymore. So I literally just emailed the league and was like, I'm going to cancel the league and somebody wants to take it over. And luckily my friend John was like, oh yeah, this league's awesome. I'll take it. And I'm like, good luck. So
if you want to learn about players on other teams, fantasy hockey is a great way to do it, because if you pay attention to your team, right? You pay attention to other teams' scores more often and how other players are doing, because you've got players on your team from all other teams as well. And you're like, so it gets you more interested and more involved in other teams and players in other teams, and you follow them more. And it makes it fantasy. People you can make fun of it, but fantasy sports can really help you broaden your knowledge with players across the NHL. If you don't know a lot about players when you start, you'll know a lot more when you finish.
I say this as a guy who doesn't play the EA games anymore, but that always helped me learn around the league too. Like,
Mhm.
because I mean, it's obviously not exact. Like I remember a year, Tyler was his name Tyler Moss played for Calgary.
Mm.
David Moss. Tyler Moss
There's
was the
there were
goalie, right?
there was goalie Tyler Moss,
Yeah.
who's a good puck doku pick. I think
Yes.
Calgary is
Okay,
Calgary
maybe he wasn't
Vancouver.
Calgary, but there was a David Moss in the league, and I
Mhm.
remember in like NHL 10 or whatever, he scored like 54 goals, and it was like, what? So like it's not exact, but it's like you get familiar with these players and you get to know them. So yeah, if you accompany EA Sports Hockey with fantasy hockey, you'll become an instant expert on NHL players.
It won't take very long.
No. I'm interested in doing it. We'll talk about it offline, but I do think we'll do something like that. I think instead of pay, just because it makes it so much more complicated, maybe we do it for free and we can just have a
Bragging
prize
rights.
to the winner.
Bragging rights, yeah.
Prize to, if for listeners, if one of you guys beats us, we'll give you a prize at the end. Maybe that's what we'll do. Free date with Bill Day.
That seems more like a punishment.
Yeah, I was gonna say loser has to go on a date with Bill Day. Well, guys, this was awesome. I had a really good time actually doing this. We might want to do this more often. So, but I don't know. You guys got the list in front of you. Any other questions in there you want answered before we close up?
Oh, there's one from Joe Schmo. We didn't use this one. What are the highest levels of hockey each of you guys have played at? Did any of you ever have delusions of grandeur about going farther?
Yes. We probably all did at some point, right?
Well, you know what? I never did. I started later a little bit, so I didn't really it was always just for fun for me. I never had any ideas of doing anything. I did play in college. I played roller hockey in college with a traveling team at Carbondale, and we traveled and played tournaments against U of I and Purdue and stuff like that. That was a blast. That was so much fun. But that's my I guess highest level of roller hockey that I played.
Yeah, so I played club hockey for SIUE for 5 games, and that was kind of the end of it. But as far as like playing competitively, I did play at CBC as the backup goalie on the '93 championship team, and then didn't get to dress in the final, and that was when my delusions of grandeur ended. So
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, for me, I played high school hockey was the furthest I went. I played roller and ice for Francis Howell. And I will say that when I played in my first ice hockey game, I was not very good, but I did score a goal. And I literally remember coming home and thinking, dude, if you could just continue to put the puck in the net, you don't. I literally remember my dad saying, Dave Andrechuk is one of the worst skaters in the NHL, and he's in the NHL. So you can keep doing that. You'll figure it out. And then I remember hearing about Keith Kachuk. He didn't start playing until what? He was like 14 or 16 or something. And so it was like, I had all these delusions like, oh my God, dude, if I just work on my skating a little bit, I could make the NHL. By game 5, by game 6, when I'm just literally getting benched in the third period because I'm not good enough. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to hit that next level. I mean, obviously I became a lot better, but it was like, there was clear, much better talent playing in front of me that I'm like, yeah, I can hang with these guys, but I'll never be able to beat these guys.
It was funny playing in men's leagues before I went to college here. And, I was at a point where I was younger, and I was, we had a good team, and we did well, and I was a pretty good player. So I was talking about tooting my own horn here, but I was like in our league, I was kind of a bigger fish in a smaller pond. You go to college, and on that team, it was like, man, we had some really good players on that team. It's like, oh my gosh, these guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just kind of eye opening. I was like, you show up, you think you're all badass, and then you step out there, and it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta struggle just to make this team. But no, that was a blast. it wasn't the most fun I've had playing hockey. The most fun I've had playing hockey was ballpark with Bill or,
Oh,
or
yeah.
some of those Oak Hill days on the phone book teams. But yeah, that was so much fun though. I mean, taking a road trip from Carbondale to
Oh, yeah.
Purdue and U of I and playing Michigan State and all this stuff, and that was just good stuff, fun.
Yeah, I do miss the competitiveness. I will say, like, I love beer league hockey and I love the Bills getting back into it, but sometimes it just hits me as I'm driving home from games. I'm like, man, I remember when these games really fucking mattered. Like, it was like end all be all.
And you
miss
didn't
that.
stop thinking about it until the next game.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was
that was it. Yeah.
that was what's your guys? I got a question for you. What's your greatest hockey achievement? Play as a player.
You're gonna love mine. I have video of it somewhere. It was actually in a roller hockey game in high school. I was we were losing to Central, Francel Central, and I got pissed and I came off the bench and I looked back at my teammates and I said, I'm gonna go out and do something crazy. You guys better fucking score. And I was just planning on going and just running someone as hard as I could into the boards. I ended up, there was two guys, they're two defensemen, just happened to be side by side behind the net. And like one guy, because it was one of those things where the guy was like behind the net and he had the puck, and then his teammate skates by and he was going to pass to him. Well, as they're doing that, I come in full steam and I just boom, and I run both of them, and they both just go flying down. And I literally was like, oh my God, that actually worked. And the referee obviously called me for a penalty. And as I'm skating away, I heard the referee talk to the other referee, and he goes, that might have been the coolest thing I've ever seen. So to hear the refs say that, I'm like, awesome.
What's yours, Bill? What do you got?
I have a vague recollection. I don't think I have anything to document this with, but vague recollection of when I was Pee-wees or Squirts splitting tandem with another guy. We gave up 3 goals all year between the two of us. So we each had like 5 shutouts, and yeah, that was crazy. But it was probably more a function of, playing, not having enough competition at our age level. But yeah, trying to think if there weren't any other, like, did I beat? Probably not. I do remember the one year there was the best goalie in St. Louis when I was going into high school was a guy named Aaron Vicker. Played at Parkway Central and played for Afton. And the Afton had a stacked team. And the first time we played them, we took them scoreless into the third period and gave up a late goal. And I thought that was pretty awesome. But yeah, still a loss. But yeah, no, I've probably, put a lot of this stuff on the shelf at this point. And
I think
I remember individual saves and stuff still, which is kind of crazy, but
I think mine would be when I was playing for Carbondale, and we traveled to U of I to play in the U of I's tournament, and it was our Carbondale SAOC had never beaten Purdue, and they were at the tournament, and we had a pretty good team, and I had a hat trick in the game. We went to overtime, and there wasn't an overtime in the shootout in the Midwest Collegiate Roller Hockey League tournaments. They just went to a shootout. So I had a hat trick in the game, and then I shot second in the shootout, and I scored in the shootout, and we beat them in a shootout. So that was pretty cool. And the thing with the whole tournament structure setup was stupid, because so regulation was over, tied 6-6. I think it was 6-6, and they wanted to keep the games on schedule, so they played another game, and then they came back and did our shootout after that game was over.
That's ridiculous.
And I was like, and I was told I was shooting second like right away, and so I've got 45 minutes or an hour, whatever it is, to think about what I'm going to do in this shootout to try and beat Purdue for the first time in school history, which was probably only a few years because it wasn't that old of a league. But yeah, I did my fake forehand, come in, go backhand, and go top, and it worked. So
nice.
That was fun.
Very nice. All right. Well, I think that'll do it, guys. Fun show. I had a lot of fun doing this again. I think we can do this again. We've got a ton of questions we received before that we didn't get to. So maybe we can save some of those for a future one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'll commit to going to therapy to unlock some of these memories.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm happy I remembered some of mine because that one I just told about the Purdue was 1996. So it's almost 30 years ago.
I was 2. I'm just kidding. No, I was not. I was 11. Playing hockey. You guys said, okay, one last quick episode. Or I would say, sorry, question.
Wait, we got to do another 2 hours?
We got to do a whole other episode, guys. Sorry, I was reading the Baked Beaver's comment, and I said episode. It says, great episode. Holler soon, Ponder. Yeah, of course. And he says, thanks, y'all. Good night. 100%. Good night to you, sir. So last question officially. Do you guys remember your first goal? Ever?
Like in a league.
Yeah, I mean not like street hockey.
Organized league.
An organized league.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
God.
I do too. So I mentioned it earlier. That first game that I came out and skated and played, I scored a hat trick and had 3 assists. That was actually, I never scored a goal before that. And that game I scored 3 goals and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want to play goal anymore. But
yeah.
I
don't remember my first goal. I mean, that was first organized was I think it was Ballpark. But I do remember Oak Hill. My first goal at Oak Hill went through the net, the dead center. I shot it. Goalie was scrambling. I shot it dead center from the slot, and it went through. There was a hole in the net, and went through it. And Vogelsberg was reffing, and there was an argument, and I think it ended up counting, but there was some question of whether it was an account or not. I mean, it was fucking right in the middle of the net, guys.
It didn't go off him, so it had to count.
That's a real Calgary Flames 2004 situation.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was nothing special. Just I remember I got a pass in the slot and nobody was on me. I one-timed, well, in my memory, I one-timed it. Knowing me, I probably dusted it off about 4 times and just put it between the goalie's legs. So I remember, God, that feeling afterward. And I remember my coach even saying, you're going to remember that the rest of your life. And he's right. Coach Hill, I do remember.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was tap inside of the net. Then I probably tried to one time it and missed it. And, yeah,
healed it.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, anything else, guys?
No, that's it. Good show.
Great show. Love this
Fun show. Fun show. We gotta do this. Like I said, we gotta do this again. This was awesome. Shit, we could probably just have a show where the 3 of us just ask each other questions.
That's true.
That's true. Because we're all supreme interviewers. So, that's how it works. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up. I'll go ahead and say real quick here at the end that next episode is going to be pre-recorded. Unless, obviously the Blues do something crazy. We'll come back live and do a show. But next week we are... I've got Dave Bedini on, and Bill, I know you don't know
That's a made-up name. That's a made-up name. That's a fake
name. Who Dave Bedini is.
It's a fake name. You're making it.
You'll love to, and you need to check this out. I had on, he is a hockey documentary maker. How do you call that?
Documentarist? Is that a word? No, you're making up words. Making up names, making up words.
Documenter? No. He made a couple hockey documentaries.
Filmmaker.
Is he from Etobicoke?
No.
I googled him.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, maybe. But he lives in Toronto. Yeah, and he okay. And he made the Summit 72 documentary. So it's literally a documentary, and you can find it on Amazon Prime about the Summit Series in Canada, 1972, between basically the Canadian NHL All-Stars versus the USSR. there was a lot in that I did not know. Like it dives into a lot of the like political stuff going on.
Wasn't
Canada, how they viewed the USSR, like it was kind of it was a little bit was a mind blow. So
wasn't that the tournament with the incident with the stick swinging of the official?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that 72?
That was one of them, and
that
then there was
another... the almost like he reared back and came down and stopped.
Yep.
Oh, can you imagine
that
that today?
bad.
Oh my God, he'd be suspended for 50 games.
Banned.
Wow.
I'm telling you right now, unless it's like Sidney Crosby, that player will be banned. Yeah, crazy. Documentarian. I can't say that word. Joe Schmo is trying to tell us. Yes, filmmaker works.
Documentarian.
Documentarian. That sounds right. That's right, folks. I'm the English graduate here of the panel.
You flunk English? That's impossible.
We have gone on way too long talking about this. Next week, I will have Dave on. It's an excellent interview. Very knowledgeable guy about the Summit 72 series, and I cannot recommend enough. I know our friend Ken Morris would probably agree. On the U.S. side, Amazon Prime is the way to go. It's called Summit 72. TSN has a streaming app in Canada. If you're up north, you can check it out there as well. So recommended. It's 4 episodes. It's about 3.5 hours total. Totally worth it. Really cool. All right. Well, thanks to our incredible sponsor, strikewithmike.com. That'll wrap up episode 41 of season 14 of the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the show. We'll talk to you next week. For Curt Price and Bill Day, I'm Jeff Ponder, and this was Let's Go Blues Radio. Until next time, everyone, let's go Blues.
Oh, baby.
Let's go Blues, motherfuckers.
And thank you, everyone who participated in the AMA. We really appreciate it. We had fun.
Yep.
Bye.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available.
A look at fourth.
I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number 1. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again. They're rough and tough and got the stuff to win. They'll always get one more, no matter what the score. They are quite a hockey team, my friend.